Welcome to this explainer. As a historian, there is absolutely nothing quite like brushing the cobwebs off a box marked classified and pulling out a cold case that has literally baffled researchers for decades. Today, we're opening a sealed file on one of the most brilliant yet deeply tragic figures in modern history. We are looking at the suppressed legacy of Nikola Tesla. Now, this isn't going to be your standard textbook biography of an inventor. No, today we're taking a brooding, investigative look at the conspiracy that bankrupted a genius, shattered his utopian dreams, and seemingly erased his ultimate masterpiece from the pages of history.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture the scene. The year is 1899. We're at a secluded, heavily modified laboratory out in Colorado Springs. Inside, a brilliant, maybe even a little mad scientist is working tirelessly right through the dead of night. He's reportedly creating artificial lightning bolts over 100 feet long. And what's racing through his mind isn't just, a better light bulb or a simple motor. It's a radical, world-altering idea. Tesla was actively experimenting with this crazy concept of using the Earth itself as a giant conductor. He envisioned a system that could provide electricity to the entire world, entirely wirelessly. He was, without a doubt, a true father of modern science, pushing the boundaries of what humanity thought was even physically possible. But all this incredible brilliance brings us to a chilling investigative question. And honestly, it's the core mystery we're about to uncover in this explainer. Why exactly did the FBI raid a dead scientist hotel room mere hours after he passed away? What were they looking for? As we examine the source material today, we're going to trace the steps from his grandest technological triumphs all the way to his lonely demise, hunting for clues about missing technology and the alleged conspiracy that kept it hidden from the public.
Part 1. The Free Energy Vision. So, Wardenclyffe Tower was intended to be Tesla's crowning achievement, his world wireless system. Now, it's absolutely crucial to understand that this wasn't just some giant radio transmitter, even though his investors kind of thought so at first. Tesla's revolutionary design was a genuine attempt to harvest energy from the air and transmit it right through the Earth's atmosphere to anywhere on the globe. And the kicker, he wanted this energy to be completely free of charge. Just imagine your life right now. No monthly power bills, just limitless electricity pulled straight from the atmosphere. His ultimate vision was to provide the everyday people of the world with this incredible resource. To put that into perspective, the sheer scale of this ambition is staggering. 177. That was the height, in feet, of the massive Wardenclyffe Tower constructed on Long Island, New York. That's a huge structure. To get a project of this magnitude off the ground, Tesla obviously needed immense capital, and he managed to secure his initial funding from none other than J.P. Morgan, literally one of the wealthiest and most powerful financiers in history. But there was a massive deception at play here. Morgan backed the project under the strict condition that it would be used primarily for telegraphy and communication. He gave Tesla the money for a radio tower, having absolutely no idea that Tesla was secretly building a global free energy transmitter. Let's look at the financial trail in Part 2, the corporate motive. And this brilliantly illustrates the central conflict of our cold case. On one hand, you have Tesla's idealistic scientific goal of elevating humanity with free wireless global energy. And on the other, that directly collides with J.P. Morgan's highly profitable, metered business structure. For the corporate elite of the early 20th century, the very concept of free energy wasn't a miracle, no way. It was a devastating threat. It literally meant the absolute death of their lucrative business model. This fundamental clash is perfectly captured in a single historical moment. According to the records, when J.P. Morgan finally realized the true nature of the Wardenclyffe Tower, he famously asked, "If anyone can draw upon the power, where do we put the meter?" I want you to let that sink in for a second. That is the exact moment Morgan realized free energy would dismantle his empire. Consequently, he not only cut all of Tesla's funding right then and there, but he used his immense influence to pressure other investors to turn their backs on the inventor as well. Part 3. Demise of Wardenclyffe. From there, we can basically watch the rapid, heartbreaking collapse of Tesla's dream. By 1902, construction halts entirely. The massive tower just stood silent on Long Island, never even sparking to life. Fast forward to 1917, right during the outbreak of the First World War. A desperate, completely bankrupt Tesla is forced to sell the property just to survive. The new owners quickly demolish the tower to sell it for scrap. And finally, the timeline ends in 1943, with Tesla passing away completely penniless. An era of limitless potential ended in the blink of an eye, just replaced by silence and rust. Which brings us to the events of January 7th, 1943. Part 4. the Room 3327 raid.
The scene is room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel. It's January 7th, 1943. Tesla, the man who quite literally invented the modern 20th century, has spent his final days here in deep isolation. He's alone, destitute, his only companions being the city pigeons he feeds from his window. He's mentally broken from decades of corporate betrayal and public ridicule. It is in this specific, quiet hotel room that the father of modern electricity takes his last breath. But as you'll see, the quiet doesn't last long at all.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the immediate, almost panicked reaction of the United States government. Within hours of his death, step 1 occurs. The Office of Alien Property and the FBI raid room 3327. Step 2, they systematically seize every single document, journal, and blueprint they can possibly find. And step 3, these files are immediately classified. Why? Well, because the government was absolutely terrified that Tesla's advanced designs, specifically these wild rumors of a powerful weapon known as the death ray, might fall into enemy hands during the height of World War II. But the real mystery lies in the missing blueprints. Part 5, the missing advanced technology. Because these files have never been fully declassified, we only have historical fragments to go on. But wow, those fragments are staggering. Some claim that these seized journals contained early, highly detailed designs for interplanetary space travel. Others suggest the completed blueprints for the free energy system that began at Wardenclyffe were finalized right there on those pages. There are even claims, and this is where it gets really wild, that the files contained complex theories on actual time manipulation. Now, as an impartial historian, I definitely have to note these are unverified. But it begs the question, are these miraculous designs sitting in a vault somewhere, permanently buried by geopolitical agendas and corporate greed? While the missing files remain a total mystery, his verified genius is undeniable. I mean, just think about your life today. The smartphone in your hand, the Wi-Fi in your home, the remote control sitting on your couch. This is the heartbeat of our modern world, and it is all rooted in the mind of this one man. He literally gave us the foundations of modern civilization, and in return, he was met with defunding, neglect, and a lonely death in a hotel room. So, as we close the file on this investigation, I want to leave you with a lingering thought to ponder. Looking at all the evidence, the tower, the corporate motives, the frantic FBI raid, and the incredible verified inventions he did give us, we really have to ask, was Nikola Tesla's ultimate vision of free, global energy a tangible scientific reality that was deliberately suppressed, or was it just the lost fantasy of a brilliant but declining mind? I highly encourage you to review the evidence we've laid out here today and decide for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning what might be hidden in the shadows of history.